Twerk.
Oh, Joe, take a shit.
Nag-evolve yung...
Bigla na lang may ibang tao na naka-on yung cam. Oh my god.
Damn.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome to the Fish and Chips podcast, where we talk about all things fishy, but also we could get a little bit salty. And from the previous episode, we had a ton of fun. Hello, guys. We're
Hey,
still
what's
joined
up?
by the same people. I'm still me. I'm Mlopotato. How are you?
We're still Fish and Chips, still Dorymon.
Uh-huh.
Still Markthedoom.
Still Enzo, SDC.
You don't have the SDC on that side, though.
Yeah. Where is it, huh? It's just Enzo. You're Enzo until further notice.
20 more episodes.
Until the
if
next
there might
patch.
be. 20 more
Until
episodes.
the
yeah.
next patch.
The next update.
Oh my god.
Bro. Oh my goodness. Anyways, guys, how have you been? We just took a bit of a break since our first episode. Since it's been so long. It's been like
Yeah.
An
great
hour.
reconnecting
Oh
with
my
you
It's
guys.
goodness.
been,
Yeah.
it's been an hour not. But
Too long.
it's been two.
Too long if you ask me.
last
Yeah.
time we talked was yesterday, though.
No cap.
Truth.
No
Truth,
cap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
11:50. Yeah.
Mm.
Technically,
Yeah,
yeah.
technically that was yesterday.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can't seem to let it go. So that brings me to my first order of business.
Wow, so smooth.
Oh,
What is
The
it?
order of business, eh?
You know what? I can't seem to let things go.
Dang, really, mate.
I can't.
Honestly, you
I
can't.
can't.
Yeah,
I
it's-
can't.
it's
I can't let it
You
go.
can't.
You
There's a
can't.
bogren stage
Oh,
of affairs
shit.
and
You
it-
can't.
You know, I can't let things go.
You can't. Oh, but why though? What are the
Don't
things
know.
holding you back?
Well, if I can't let it go, I might release it in my underwear. Drip down my
really-
pants.
You gotta let
Damn,
that
fam.
go. Or
If
else.
you're really-
Let it go somewhere else, but not here.
Yeah.
If you really need
No
to take a
hand.
loo,
Definitely
honestly, I
no
don't know why
hand.
we started. You could just take a loo right now.
No,
You know, there's a
that's,
pause feature on
Nah.
these recording softwares if you need it.
I'm a peaky fucking blinder.
Ah,
That's
big
damn
fucking
right.
Oh boy, mate.
Right.
That's damn
Right,
right.
mate.
Damn right.
To the garrison now.
Oh, to me.
Right, let's have us a point, yeah?
Oh my god. But wait, honestly though, where were we going with this?
Actually, I don't know.
What was the first order of business?
Yeah, it's about letting things go. But then it went to like the Peaky Blinders because I can't let it go because it's gonna drip down my shorts. So,
Okay.
mhm. So,
Letting things go.
what's something that you find hard to let go?
People.
Like my shirt. Oh, I'm sorry. People. Go on.
Dang. Oh no,
People.
honestly.
Sorry, is it like... Is the question, what is it that you find
the hardest?
hard to let go, or the hardest, like, you've ever had to let go
Oh,
of?
that's a different question.
Yeah, it's a
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's talk about both. Both of them are good. So, let's start with hard to let go, and then let's go to the hardest. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's really hard.
It's-
Hard to
very-
let go.
That's what she said.
That's literally
oh
what
my
I
goodness,
said.
mate. Oh my goodness.
Please.
Let's
Please.
go.
Family show.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really hard. That's what she said because we were going through a tough time at that time.
Yes. Yeah. Good.
Mm-hmm. You know what's tough? So, how are you guys doing? It's really.
Oh my god, please. We just started. We just started.
Oh, what
Oh my god. So
I don't even know what you could have possibly ended that question with. You know what's tough? Yeah. Damn. Now we'll never know. Yeah, no.
That's what you
true.
call edging. Oh no.
Oh,
A cliffhanger.
no,
Cliff-
come
it's what you call a
come on.
cliffhanger. A cliffhanger.
Yeah. If you're the don't jump. Remember,
Yeah,
don't jump.
Yeah, that. The
Don't
first
jump.
episode, don't jump.
Yeah, don't jump. Okay.
yeah.
So hard to let go. Well, since I gave the people answer, I think I'll go people because even here is the thing. There's this saying that's kind of newer going around, like you can cut people out of your life and yet they still have a huge say, or like their presence and their maybe just them being still plays a very, very large part of your life. So therefore, yes, it's very hard to let people go, because I completely let go. Because you can let go of glue, and glue is still going to stick to your hand.
Yo, can I bounce out of that? Can I bounce out of
Yeah,
that
go
real
ahead.
quick? Dude, there was this post I saw. It was like, when you become friends with somebody, you start talking like them. You start like, you become kind of like them in a way.
Mhm.
You start grabbing their
Yeah.
vocabulary, the way they move, the way they act, the way they are. So when it's I agree, letting go of people, especially friends, that's so hard, because when you're now like not anymore, if you're not friends anymore or whatever, that a portion of them will always be a part of you. The way you talk, your interests, like music, hobbies, all that. So yeah, that people is really, for me, I agree with Mark. It's hard to
Yeah.
let go of friends. Yeah,
Uh,
but it's super easy to let go of Enzo though. Okay.
Damn.
I was gonna be like, how about you,
He didn't
Enzo?
say
Because I wanted.
nothing.
I thought like you could have ended the sentence just at that.
Yeah,
but
I
you
should have
just, like,
cut her off because I was about to ask, how about you,
Yeah.
Enzo? I should have done that,
Yeah, you should have
Alright.
just
Should've
gone
done that.
straight with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, since Mark already answered people, I'm gonna say hobbies or hobby.
Oh,
A hobby.
damn.
Oh my
That is
goodness.
correct.
That's actually pretty good. I didn't think
Yeah, a
of that.
hobby. You know, like how let's say your hobbies are like singing or dancing, or you used to love like playing basketball or just being athletic and all that, whatever the hobby is. And there's always gonna be responsibilities in life
Oh, you're
And-
right.
in which you'd have to let go of such hobbies. Like, for me, in instance, I love that. I used to love, I mean, I still do. That's the thing. But that's the thing with hobbies. You still love them. It's just that you can't, you
Pursue
can't be
them.
invested in it
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, as much as you were.
It's like a
I
it's like a
love
long
dancing.
distance relationship. Oh, she.
Oh, god damn, you had to do that.
That's for another podcast, y'all.
Yeah, that's for another
That's
episode.
definitely another podcast, y'all.
So thank you so much for watching.
So-
I'll see you guys in the next
This has been Fish and Chips. Logging off. Peace
That
out,
was a
y'all.
moment. That was a moment.
Yeah.
That's good enough for one.
Yeah.
episode.
Nah, Enzo, continue your thought.
go on,
Enzo,
go on.
continue your thought.
So,
yeah.
so yeah, like with hobby like me for dancing, I used to love competing when it came to dancing, but I came to college and I could no longer do that. I could no longer have that invested time that I used to have in it, because it's very tiring and you never know. I mean, like, it's fun, yeah, but in reality, I have to study and all that. I had to drop that out. So, and now that, like, whenever I see like dancing videos or I see people in my old university dancing, and I just wish that, like, I want to dance with you guys. I want to do this with you guys, but I can't. I have some stuff to do.
Yeah.
I can't train with you guys. I can't do this consistently. So, I mean, you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
enjoy it while you can.
Oh,
So,
I
Yeah,
get
it's really
that.
sad. For
Yeah.
me, it's very similar to Kuya Enzo's. For me, it's the dreams. Like you like invest so much into being that kind of person. You invest so much
Oh.
into reaching that dream, but then life just takes it away from you, just like that.
Or puts you in another path.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
how would you let it go? Like, you're already there. It's just something that you can't really, you just can't do anything about it. You just
This
Gone.
is hitting home too hard,
Like,
fam.
it's not in your control anymore. So yeah.
Think about
It's
like hobbies. Oh, sorry. But
Yeah,
the
go
thing
on.
about hobbies, like what I find very fascinating, like because Enzo said you'll still love them, it's just you can't really pursue them. Funny thing about hobbies, and that's something I actually think is pretty cool. In some capacity, they will always still stay with you. I mean, like when I was a kid, I always used to play like with toy cars, and I always had like a bunch of look at this. Look at this.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
playing with toy cars, but it's still stuck with me. You see the Pokeball. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Pokemon. Then you see the anime thingy here. I love watching anime. Of course, we can't binge watch anime as much as we,
Used to.
yeah,
Yeah.
because what's funny? I finished all of Attack on Titan as much as I could, like before season 4 came out. All that was there to binge, because I knew for a fact this was in February of 2021, because I knew for a fact that once I start streaming I would not have time for it anymore, and I was right. The life really, because what's funny is when you work from home, as long as you're at home, you find the opportunity to work.
Yeah.
Especially
That's
if
true.
you
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
so yeah, and so
Especially
like
also if
even
you're
though
self-employed, then.
even though the recreational and the laying back should be in your home, you're like, oh, I'm home. Still have my work resources. I can get this job done. And so yeah, it's
Agreed.
kind of a side effect of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know. That's just how things. How. Yeah. Go ahead, Polo.
yeah, well, like, but when it comes to like dreams and actually being invested, like it's a dream. It's for a reason. Like you've been thinking about it, you've been wanting it, you've been dreading for it, like for as long as you can remember, and then you're just gonna realize that you can't, or like there's no way for you to reach it. And I know that for some people that we talked about um doing what you want to do, doing what makes you happy, but like that's like the harsh part of life too. You could be doing what you want, you could do what makes you happy, but then some things are just, they're not for us. Not, it could be the job of your dreams, the person of your dreams, could be anything. But then if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings me to one of my favorite topics to talk about, and that is to accepting things as they are.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I
damn.
love that
Wait.
topic so
Mm.
much.
Okay.
Monique, what about you though?
Me?
Before we hop into that, like about you?
The
What
hardest
is
thing?
one thing? Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not person, because you were basically
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
You were like cringing and reminiscing the
I
entire
mean,
time.
I was trying to think about it. Like besides persons, it's still people, but like to be more specific, like leaving family behind. Um, I don't. I was
Mm.
blessed to be born into a very healthy family. I have a very healthy relationship with both sides of my family, and like I don't know, it's hard, and
I
um
agree. Mm.
right, it's hard, especially if we were to put like dreams and family side by side, and if those dreams require you to kind of like move away from your family physically.
Yeah.
I don't know, I have
It's especially
that's
tough if you move away because you want to better your
because
family's
you want to
position.
better yourself.
No, yourself, like, but if the fact that you are trying to be better, because there are some people, myself included, where they do the things that they do, to bolster the family.
Ah,
Because like kids, like when we get, there's always at one time like, okay, you know what, I'm tired of being dead weight, I'm tired of being paid for at the restaurants, and sleeping
wanna
in a
have your
bed
you
that
wanna be
was bought for
independent.
me. Yeah, you want to relieve that sort of stress from the people supporting you as kind of a way of paying them back,
Yeah.
and to distance yourself away from them in the pursuit of doing something good for, actually, it's not just families, it's anybody, to move further away from somebody in the pursuit of bettering life for them. It's always kind of a bittersweet sort of
True.
experience. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of Filipinos can relate, because dude, we have so many OFWs, overseas Filipino workers. They go out of the country, separate themselves very, very far from their families because of their families, in
Yeah.
order to make their lives better.
Better.
And I think that's a
Yeah.
huge sacrifice that somebody I
True.
know has to make. I would have to make if they deem it necessary, or it's, yeah, maybe they're pursuing their own dreams for themselves.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, that kind of brings us back to like yun nga, accepting reality,
Yeah.
accepting
Yeah.
things, right? Like you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, I love this topic so much actually. If I could start,
Yeah,
uh
go for it. Go.
Yeah,
my
bet,
my
bet.
number one motto in life is just live with no regret.
Mm.
Live with no regrets.
I taught
Like
her that motto.
I am, well, whatever. I am
Mance needs the credit, okay?
okay, whatever.
No
Credit goes to my
credits? My
kuya,
gosh.
alright? My older brother. Thanks a lot for raising your little sister. Anyway, so like living with no regret. Honestly, if you live with that kind of mindset, like, damn, I'm so strong now because of all the stuff that's behind me, my history, my past, all the bad stuff that happened, all the good stuff, and I regret nothing. I honestly don't. Like, I got, like, excuse my language, but like, I got through a lot of shit. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of shit. And I look back at it and I'm like, damn, I'm like, I'm hot because of all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
god
yeah,
damn.
yeah.
So I don't regret anything. People ask me, hey, what's the number one thing you'll go back in your life and just like change? I'm like, absolutely nothing. I'm hot for a reason.
You go, girl. Go get it, girl. Go get that moolah. Go get that bag.
Mindset ba?
Yeah. Yeah, also, like, you just, it's life. It's gonna deal its cards no matter the situation. You really have to play your cards. Because you can't really say, oh no, I can't do this and that. Come
Nah,
on, mate. It's
nah.
not that. It really is hard work. Everything really does need hard work. Some people just like really a lot of people are really lucky for the privilege that they have, and I'm not gonna deny that. It's like a huge jump start, a huge advantage in life, and some people like they have like a handicap when it comes to life, and a lot of people do have a handicap. You know what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
And then I just have to make it clear. But then,
Yeah.
yeah, you really do have to make do with what you have, because even the people who are really privileged complain for what they have because they
Mhm.
don't know how to appreciate it, and they just don't want to do anything with their life because they already have this and that. So that, it really
Directionless.
doesn't matter where you start. What's important is you start.
Start. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, I think that's like a very powerful thing about like acceptance, because like there's tolerance, but like acceptance is a completely different word. Me playing a lot of like card games, like like trading card games, like that Magic the Gathering, Pokemon. The objective with every single turn is to make the most out of the cards that you are holding in your hand. You just trust that you built the deck properly, that you put all the cards in there. All the ingredients are on that face down pile of cards that you are drawing from slowly. All the ingredients are there. As long as you believe that as the game goes along, as life goes along, you are drawing upon a pile of the right ingredients, and every turn, even if it's a slow turn, you don't have what you need at the moment, you just keep
Trust the
drawing,
pile.
keep playing.
Yeah.
Yes, you just trust in the heart of the cards, and eventually, every single thing that is on that field, that is in your hand, you don't know, you might just need one special card, and all of a sudden, every single
turns.
dull card makes sense.
Yeah.
And it just
Yeah. Dude.
comes
I
together.
love
like,
that, man. I love
beautifully.
that. Yeah, as
Yeah.
someone who plays like Yu-Gi, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
It's
of
like,
course. Heart of the
Yu-Gi-Oh,
cards,
yeah,
man.
for
Heart of the
sure.
cards.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I love that, man.
That's a really nice mindset.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh my
I like that point of
goodness.
view, guys. Reflection time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like, oh my
moment of
goodness.
silence to reflect, bro.
Yeah.
That was
Bef-
nice.
be-
That was pretty good.
Okay, Enzo. your
Before
turn.
before I go into like acceptance and growth, I have a question for Monique and Mark.
Yeah.
So you mentioned like live with no regrets,
Mm.
and Mark taught you that motto. What is your take on like you know how in like before, like you did a lot of stupid, like,
Oh yeah.
excuse
Oh,
my
yeah.
language, like stupid shit
Yeah.
and like things that you would never do again.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But how does like life with no regrets go into that? Like how would you grow without having any regrets? Like, how would you learn?
I
How would
love
you learn
that
from your
question.
mistakes?
That's a really strong question.
I
too.
love that question. You know why? I've always, I okay. My that goes into another motto that I have in life. If not now, then
When?
later. Nah, if not now, then later. Because there is that if not now, then when, that when talking about opportunity.
Ooh, yes.
But if not now, then later. I once did something that cost me 20,000 pesos. If I did not lose 20,000 pesos then, if I did not learn that hard lesson and it stuck with me and it's replaying in my head what I could have done, what I should have done, then I might have just lost 100,000 later. Because I was not aware.
Yeah.
I am most uncomfortable. Me personally, I am most uncomfortable when I'm at the top of my game. Because if I'm not feeling a sort of relative pressure or obstacle or discomfort, I'm right there at the top.
There's only one way.
Yeah, there's only one way.
Mm-hmm.
Down.
Yeah.
And then
It's scary.
and yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's I'm uncomfortable in a position of comfort. I always need to have something like here's the thing. Oh my gosh. Through the greatest losses of my life, through the hardest times, like emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually, what have you. For some, people have called me like a madman because I'll always laugh. I'll always laugh, no matter how sad my eyes look. I'm always laughing because I know that I am at the point in the anime where the protagonist is going through a really hard time. Everybody's watching, and then they're just waiting for the time when when the protagonist's head is down, and they just go like,
Or like
and then
he goes like
then
he
when
goes
that
like,
yeah.
he goes like this.
Yes, he just
Full,
looks
full
up.
on forehead,
looks
and he
up.
goes crazy like that. The
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
eyes.
yeah. The crazy
Yeah, he just
eyes.
looks up and then blitzes through everything because that's one of the most beautiful aspects of human nature.
And anime.
Yeah, and
And
anime.
anime.
And then if
It's because like when we're up there, yeah, life can be comfortable, but as Polo touched on, there are people who have everything they want
Yeah.
and nothing to do with it. When you said like you do a lot of stupid things, you do a lot of stuff like maybe now my life would have been so much better if I just made this decision. You know why doing that stupid thing or having it pass you by
In
is
that manner.
beneficial? Because only after you did it, you realized it was stupid.
Yep. Like
So-
Okay.
for
Yeah.
example, people who made boats, they figured out how to make a boat and like be on water without sinking if they didn't sink.
Yeah, true.
100%.
There was this
How
thing,
the hell
bro,
do you think they made better
bro,
boats?
like dude, there was like a boat, there was
Yeah.
a hole, and you know what people did back then? They got buckets
Buckets.
and they put the water out even though the boat was literally sinking because there was a hole. Like, come on, exactly. We just learned. We like what Mark said. We only know when it's stupid when it actually happens. Like, oh damn, that was really dumb of me. Never gonna do that again.
all right, so what you're saying is live with no regrets, but
Mhm.
also learn
Yeah.
Yeah.
from it.
Like,
learn.
don't
Do not
ever
regret.
dwell. Yeah.
Do not regret the bad things that have happened in your life. Otherwise, you would have learned it. And I'm very grateful when I make mistakes.
Same.
Or I suffer misfortune. I'm very grateful when the consequence isn't that much.
Yeah.
And even when the consequence does kind of hit you, like 20,000 pesos, you don't see that every day. Like, even when the consequence does hit you and it kind of stings, I'm even more grateful because
stung
imagine,
more.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
what else? It always could. I always live with this mindset. It always can be worse.
Yeah.
It always can be
It's
worse.
also very important not to dwell.
I love
in the
that.
That's a
past.
really strong mindset, Mark.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that answer. Honestly.
Hmm.
Another
So,
moment
yeah.
of reflection for me. Oh my god.
1 a.m.
This is
reflections
Polo's
with
like therapy.
fish and chips, y'all.
Yeah, fam. It's like, you could. It doesn't matter how good you have or like how much you have, you should be able you should always have that mindset where you should always be able to learn something or like
Yeah.
accept something.
Never
'Cause-
be
Yes.
afraid to learn. Don't ever be
Yeah.
afraid to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, oh my god. Oh my
You
god.
know what they
Reflecting
say?
so much.
People who are like at the top, the people who are at the top are only at the top because they stopped looking up.
Ooh, but here's one thing though. Sometimes you're alone at the top.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. When you are at the top or when you are alone in general, it's actually some people, it's lonely at the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also how powerful is it being comfortable just being alone. Not necessarily in the top, but just being alone. Well, I'm may iba ako. Like I'll change
Mhm,
I'll change
yeah.
a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Like how is it like in your for you guys when it comes to being comfortable alone, like how is it for you?
Having to not rely on other people for like enjoyment or affection or whatever
Yeah.
like whatever you need.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
It's being independent.
Actually, I think I like this question for a couple of for most of all for this reason, because our definition of the word alone, you say the word alone and then it brings up a different idea in each of our heads. So I'm very curious to hear that.
Yeah. Let's hear from
Well,
Enzo. I want to know.
Yeah. I actually want to hear from Kuya Enzo first.
Yeah. Because he's
For me,
alone.
like, okay,
Yeah. That was perfect. That was
wow,
perfect.
okay,
Perfect.
you guys.
Oh my god.
Help,
Enzo.
guys.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just kidding. I was just kidding. Anyway, for me, like, being alone, because I'm not alone in general. Like, I have. It's so funny that I have to clarify
Here
this
we are
again.
again.
I have friends.
Oh, yes, you do.
I have friends.
Every
okay?
podcast he's gonna have to like
You
clear
guys
that
have
out,
friends.
Until he proves to us.
Okay.
I have friends. The most I get when now that you say like being alone, the most I get is people asking, "Are you in a relationship? Do you have a relationship? Do you have someone to do this with?" Or, you're like, you're a good-looking guy. Why don't you have someone with you?
Mhm.
And I don't explain to them firsthand. I don't explain to them that it's a choice being single. I don't wanna I just say that no, I don't have anyone. I'm single, and the most response I get is, "Where like, I
Yeah.
don't believe it," and I'm like, it's true. And then they'll be like, "Why? Like, why though? You have so much talent. You look so good. You know, like
Yeah.
you're so boyfriend material." And in my mind, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great. I know. I mean, I know.
Oh god
I
damn it.
know.
He's
And
got
I'm
that
so
no
glad you
confidence
know
there.
your self-worth.
I'm kind of
No cap.
no. I'm not.
Preach,
Yeah, for real,
preach that
for real.
self
How I'm gonna
It's
say
very
go.
powerful of you.
Yeah,
Enzo.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean like I
It's true.
noticed that okay, it might be true, but it doesn't mean that I have quality. I even just because I have these qualities means that some other people should appreciate it, or I should, make others appreciate it, where I can
Yeah.
appreciate it on my own.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
very
for
nice.
myself.
I like that. That's very
Self-love
that's very
right
good.
there. I'm a strong advocate for
Yeah,
self-worth.
I'm not strong for the sake of impressing you.
Yeah, because
I'm
I'm doing it
good
for
for the sake of
me.
satisfying myself. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Keep that head held high. Let's
Mhm.
go.
Very nice.
The crown, girl. Let's go.
Wow, that's the nicest you've ever been to Enzo.
After
Pass it the
teasing him a
crown.
little bit, let's go.
Mm, yeah.
just for that.
Just for
How
that.
about you guys?
You,
though?
Polo.
How about
bruh,
you guys?
Yeah, you brought this up. You really love the topic. So yeah, what's your take?
Well,
Oh wait, that's how
it
powerful
was
being alone. Monic brought up the topic.
yeah,
I'm
it
so
was
sorry.
her. I saw her face. It was like it was me.
I was
I
like,
said it
no.
was me.
She's had enough. She called herself
Uh-huh.
hot during this podcast, right? She's had enough. Okay.
It's just
Your
called
turn,
knowing
Polo.
my worth. Excuse
Girl.
750 pesos.
Okay. Oh
Damn. All
my
right, guys. So
god.
this is the last time you're gonna see Dorymon
So
on Fish and Chips.
yeah. Also, thank you so much for watching this episode. Hope you. Actually, no,
like,
we can't hope you watch the next episode because there's not gonna be one. So thank you so much for being.
yeah. If I show up with a black eye next episode, just you know.
Nah. All right.
But yeah, for me, wait, could you say the question again, please?
It's how
Just for me to,
powerful being comfortable alone could be.
Yeah.
For me, it's something that I think everyone should learn. Since I know a ton of people, actually including myself, because I used to do this also. I could never be comfortable go out alone, like especially going out in a mall, eating alone, basically just walking alone, doing things alone. I hated that stuff
Same.
because it always made me feel sad. It always made me feel out of place. It always made me feel weird. And then I realized there's that silence, there's that peace, there's that solitude, that tranquility when you're alone. And I find myself, or at least I found myself, actually falling in love with that peace, with that silence. Because when there's silence, that means I don't have to worry about the thoughts of other people. I don't worry about the thoughts of you being mad at me because no one's there.
Yeah.
I'm
What's there to
just
monitor you?
exactly. No one's spying on me. No one's gonna judge me. No one's gonna talk behind my back. And in my head, let's say I'm out in a mall alone, and there's gonna be people. You know that feeling where you feel as if people are looking at you,
Well, what the-
and in your zone, it's like. Oh, for some people, it's gonna be like, oh my god, they're judging me. Is there something wrong with my outfit or something like
Mhm.
that? But when you're alone, like let's say you're alone inside your head, it's like there's nothing
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter. I'm in my own world. I'm living my own life. Sure, I could bring someone with me. I could be alone with them. You know, which I just want to add a little bit.
Alone with you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like when you enjoy the feeling of being alone with someone.
Oh, I love
Mhm.
that feeling so much.
Alone
dude.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Crazy.
you
Yeah.
could be silent together. You could be doing nothing but also be happy. You know, it's like
That's my happiness right there as an introvert.
yeah, right. I feel
Yeah.
like so much people could relate, like being silent or like being peaceful, being comfortable, not say anything, and still be happy with someone. For me, like just like
Yeah.
that's like the best addition into like being comfortable being alone, and then you could bring someone in that alone zone. I think.
Bouncing from that,
Mm-hmm.
like, so as an introvert, right? Like, a lot of people sometimes people think, like, oh my gosh, Mon feels so left out. She's like just alone, quiet, and she's just watching people. I'm like, no, please just do not mind me because I'm just happy that you are not bothering me. But at the same
Oh
time, I'm
yeah.
also happy that you are here with me. So just do whatever you want to do. I'm happy
Mhm.
where I am. I love that feeling so
Mhm.
much. I love it when friends understand me to that level because there are some people who I feel the need I need to entertain.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, it's
like,
just really tiring too.
it's so tiring. And then
Yeah.
those people
Gets
feel the
old
need
quick.
to entertain me. I'm like, really, you don't have to. Like, just being
Yeah.
with you
Mhm.
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
quiet. So,
But also,
yeah.
it's really nice, like when you're being quiet and comfortable with your friends, but they still ask you,
Yeah.
like, "Are you okay?" It's like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very much appreciated that you're worried about me. But hey, thank you. I'm okay. I'm doing
Yeah.
great. You could do your thing. But I'm
Healthy
here.
friendship. I love
Yeah,
it.
let's go, fam.
Yeah. Okay, so my take on it. Well, in
Mhm.
the first episode when we were introducing ourselves, I said that one of the most jarring things was that I kind of grew out of the comfort of being alone, like ever since um becoming a streamer, I was always nowadays like it's more always be ready to have somebody appear right there, or always be ready, always have your your streamer face on. You never know what's gonna happen. Maybe one of your supporters says, hey bro, go live. I got a gift, or I have a donation for you, like, and then you're like, oh man, okay, you get caught unawares. At some point, it evolves to the well, I guess because I'm relatively new at streaming, just under 2 years. It's like the designated time to myself isn't actually designated. It's not a hard and fast rule. It's like there's a gate, but the gate is always unlocked, just swing the door open. um that time still can go to other people for me. And so right now it's an ongoing like lesson, like, and it's a very hard one to learn, because there's this one, like, a Monday of sem break, huh? Where
No.
I'm supposed to have I have nothing to do. No student council, no quizzes, no more exams are done. I'm taking the day off of streaming. I'm gonna rest myself physically, and I felt terrible that day. I'm like, I am doing nothing, and it feels terrible.
Yeah, I don't like being unproductive.
And so but I found out that it's not really the doing nothing, as much as it is the nobody is around me, meaning I'm not in an environment where I, hey, let's work on that thing, or hey, how's that thing going? Like, it was very silent. All of a sudden, all the urgency, because I'm an externally motivated person. I get my motivation from the outside. Sometimes, if there's no external motivation, I make something up in my own head and use that to motivate me. Like, I'm not very intrinsically motivated. So all of a sudden, all of those voices, hushing, coming quiet. I was like, hello,
Yeah.
I want to work, I want to do this, but none of you are here. There's no real reason to do it. That's kind of a bit unique to me, but I'm sure there are a lot of people who can relate to it.
Yeah,
And I know absolutely
Uh-huh.
how powerful being comfortable in that situation could be, for the very, very simple fact that if I were comfortable, and I will get there someday, just being alone with nothing to do. And I actually worked on that earlier, when literally nobody was in the house, nobody was on the campus, nobody was in Messenger, nothing. Where if I'm comfortable there, then I can rest. And that is something where, in this very fast lane sort of, it's the fast lane, life in the fast lane is becoming more and more monopolized because of the internet, because of social media. Now, in their own way, everybody can live in the fast lane. And what's funny is that you can turn that fast lane off. Just shut down your computer, shut off your phone, and all of a sudden, the life is not there anymore. You are living, by yourself, in like that piece that Polo said. It's detaching from that, I think, that is a bit of the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And so finding comfort when those components are not there is an incredible tool, because people can stop doing what they're doing. Like me, like I can stop working, I can turn off this Discord call, we can call the podcast tonight, but I will not be at rest. And I think I have yet to learn the rest bit of taking time off. I can take as much time off as I want, but to actually
Be at peace
rest
and rest.
is
Find
Yeah.
the
very different.
Yeah,
very
I'm
different.
pretty sure a whole lot of people could resonate with what you just said, because I felt that too. I wasn't always comfortable with being alone, right? It was, for me, I always surrounded myself with people, surrounded myself with work, or like at least m- made myself believe that I had something to do. It was because, at least personally for me, it was because I didn't like being alone due to the fact that I had to be with myself. Like it was those voices from the inside your head. It
You're not at
was
peace with yourself.
yeah,
Oh.
exactly. It was that something where like, oh my god, I don't want to deal with this type thing.
Oh,
You
okay.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It was
Now
those
I get it.
you have been fighting so hard, you have been winning all those external battles, but you haven't won anything in here.
Mm-hmm.
Like inside your head, for those listening, just listening, I pointed inside my head when I said here. Yeah, it's those battles that you really need to fight alone. And I feel like a ton of people struggle being alone due to the fact that they still have to fight those battles. And
Yes.
with that, I just want to say that um it's perfectly fine if you want to take your time, if you want to run away from those problems, but at some point you're really gonna have to face them one way
yeah,
or another.
that's true.
Uh,
What is very
Yeah, go.
sorry, what is very what is very it's kind of sad, but at the same time it's like reassuring in a way where they say you can get all the help in the world. Like people can help you, but
Mm.
only you can win it.
Yeah,
That's one thing. about it,
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, Enzo, you were saying something.
Yeah, I wanted to add to mine as well. Um, I mentioned like having the qualities and no one to share it with. I was afraid to be alone as well. I was I used to like not be able to like survive the months or the weeks of not talking to anyone, or not having someone, or not being able to share what I have like at the moment. um but it also like kind of relates to the acceptance and growth, because like before I always was used to giving. I was so
Oh,
always used to
that
giving,
sucked.
and like
Uh-oh, I can see where
if
this is
like
going.
if I had like if I had money, or if I had like a song, or like like a song that I feel like my voice looks great, sounds great in this. I always want to share that. And who better to share it with someone special? But I've also learned that I can also like appreciate that on my own, and I can also like, for me, if I listen to that audio, if I spent that money for me, then that's great. That's being spending it alone. I'll be good. So that's also like accepting, like what Polo said, like saying that he doesn't want to be alone because he knows that he'll be alone with himself. And I think that like that's like a big effect, or a bit I think acceptance should be like a big role in this, wherein you just have to accept yourself, and you don't have to rely on anyone to like assure you of these things. So for those of you who are out there, for who doesn't have anybody at the moment, or who feels alone, I just want to say, don't feel afraid, or do not fear of feeling or being alone. Do not be afraid of like having just yourself,
It's true. Cause
because by the end of the
Absolutely.
day,
it's you.
it's
Yeah.
it's you. By the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's you.
Here's the thing, like a lot of people always say, "Oh my god, I'm alone. I don't have all these people with me." For me, honestly, who is going to be there? Like what all of you guys said, you will have friends around you, or you'll have people around you who will influence you, who will tell you, "No, you are loved. You are this." They will remind you that you are this. But it is absolutely nothing. It means nothing if you yourself cannot accept it, because you gotta, you know what I mean? You have to find it in yourself to
Oh
to love
yeah,
yourself,
exactly.
right?
Like
Eesh.
they tell you these things, they tell you that they love you, is because you give them a reason. of
Yeah.
why they love you.
Yeah, you have every
It's
like,
because you are the
reason.
one who's giving the reason.
You
Yeah.
have every reason to love yourself. You are your own best friend because at the end of the day, who's gonna be there to fight with you? Honestly, yourself. Who's
Or
gonna be
like,
there
or
to
like,
like pick you up?
or like when
Yeah.
you die, who's gonna be there in your casket? It's just you.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm
yeah.
thinking
Like, I mean,
Let him
yeah,
cook.
if
I
you're
guess,
thinking,
Let him
yeah.
cook.
Sure.
no, like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. If you're thinking far, okay, if you're thinking that far, if you marry somebody, all right, you love this person. If they die before you, if they go before you, who's gonna be there for you? You. You know,
Yeah,
and that's
that's why you're still gonna be alone in that fucking casket.
So it's
Okay.
like, it's you are your own best friend, and that's awesome. Honestly, that just goes to show how
100%.
strong you are. Like you are when you become so in tune with yourself, so in tune with the people around you, like, hey, this is I am worth so much. And once you find that, it's hard for a lot of people, especially for the youngins. You know what?
Yeah.
We all went through that. I'm pretty sure we all went through that. And that's the reason why a lot of us did not or do not like to be left alone in a room, a quiet room, because you are battling with yourself back and forth in your head. You're just like, damn, I'm all this, I'm all that.
Yeah,
But
me when I first went through like strengths coaching,
yeah,
like I was for days, weeks, I was like so intrigued with myself. Like when you meet like a very special person, you just want to know more about them. You
Yeah.
want to like know how they would react in this situation. I had that moment with myself, and it's a very strange feeling.
well,
But
to make it clear, what strengths coaching is basically it's like a thing where
yeah.
you go into a coaching session, where you find out,
You find what makes you tick.
yeah, what
How
makes
you
your
are
strengths, yeah, who
constituted.
you are, scientifically, your strengths, your weaknesses, all that
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah,
It's very scientifically
really,
based.
really
But then
cool.
like you,
Yeah.
or people who have gone through any coaching whatsoever,
Yeah.
who have found that within themselves that they are very interested in the way they deal with things, and then that just opens up the world in a very very different way, because when you what's this, well, Sun Tzu says, that's to quote in the Art of War, when one knows thyself and knows thy enemy, one need not fear the outcome of 1,000 battles. When you are fully aware of yourself and you're fully aware of what's in front of you, the obstacles, you do not need to be afraid of what happens after you deal with it.
Maybe that's the reason why we both are like live with no regrets kind of
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes so much sense now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Give me a minute. I'm on
Reflection.
self-respecting.
Reflection number
Realization.
4.
Another reflection.
Oh my gosh. But hey, here's the thing. I remember like Polo mentioned something about like it's okay to distract yourself from all these voices in your head, but one day you're
Mhm.
gonna have to face it. Here's the
Yeah.
thing, let
Yeah.
me add to that. It is okay, perfectly fine to recharge yourself. No soldier
Perfectly fine to lose
no
on some
soldier
days.
in war, right? No soldier will be put like when he's like completely tired, like dead tired. You expect him to actually win a battle with that, on his shoulders. Man's gotta rest, dude. He gotta
Yeah.
rest. So like you find your strength before you fight that battle. And that is why being alone or distracting yourself rather, or finding things that make you happy to really build yourself up so you can fight that battle.
I
Yeah.
will go so far as
Mhm.
to say that even fighting and losing
Yeah.
has its
True, losing.
benefits, because even though you lost, because
You learn
here's the thing, a
something.
lot of people a lot
Yeah.
of people are afraid of losing, and so they will never fight. The best soldiers are the soldiers who are not afraid to die for whatever it is they're fighting for.
True.
It's very kind of like reversing. They're not afraid to fail, and so they don't. It's like, a very very lovely analogy I heard once. Like, people when they're going like skiing, right? How the hell do professionals weave in and out these trees at such high speeds going downhill? Doesn't it fear them with
Hacks.
fill them with like dread?
They're on X Games mode.
AOS games.
Sports
but, like,
mode.
That was legitness.
Oh my
man.
god.
They
It
were
was like,
showing how old.
that
we
was
are.
legit.
That was legit.
That was legitness. But
Yeah, right. It was.
they say
Yeah, right,
the
what?
human brain cannot process negative. Get that around. The human brain cannot process negative. I cannot tell you guys, hey, don't think of soju.
Oh fuck.
See? I cannot, yeah, we cannot process the negative. So if you're thinking like, like a bunch of trees, I heard this from a TED talk. I forgot who it was, and I would give credits, but like, yeah, if you see it, that's the original.
Yeah.
They don't think of the trees. Don't think of the trees because you can't process that. You can't say, oh, let's not hit the tree, because more likely you will just be thinking of the tree. Guess what's gonna happen?
You're gonna hit the tree.
What the professionals do is they don't see trees, they see a path. They don't think about hitting trees, they think about getting through trees. And in the event that you do hit a tree, well, hey, at least now you know what you should have
What
done.
to
Now-
improve on?
Now to bring this into like the like the whole mental emotional thingy wingy. I want to ask you guys, like,
Yeah.
when you lose those mental battles, when you break down, is that like, is there any shame in that? Like, is there a reason like to say, ah, man, yeah, it's screwed up, let's not do this anymore? Like, what's your take on it?
On what specifically? Sorry.
On breaking down,
Like falling
as in-
down, but like
yeah,
getting
like-
back up. Kind
no,
of
like just breaking down in general, like on those times where it's just tough, there's no winning today, there is nothing to be had today, lose streak, as in,
Yo,
wala.
red
having a
days.
bad
There's
day.
nothing.
Like having no aim in Valo. My god.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah,
No
I feel
aim,
you.
your teammates are crap,
And they're
like,
toxic
Enemies
as heck.
hacking.
yeah, they're toxic.
Or-
You're
Yeah.
lagging.
Can't relate. I
The
can't. I
enemy
don't
is
play
somehow
Valo,
the
so.
reincarnation.
Okay, how about like when your teammates are like just really not helping you and the turret is not walking.
yeah, Enzo, what do you do when your turret isn't moving like it's supposed to?
Now we have an
Wait,
inside
okay.
joke.
Wait.
That's an inside
I-
joke. We'll explain.
Can I
it
get
one
the
day.
question again? Can I get the question
Um,
again?
Like,
No, you cannot. That's what you get for not listening.
yeah, you're not listening, Enzo.
No,
What is
I
wrong
mean, I
with
just
you?
wanna build the momentum. Okay, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's because remember I was saying trees, right? You don't think of hitting the trees, you think of the path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
very
yeah.
motivational, cool. But there will be days, the more you go into that forest, you will hit trees. When you try to fight these, to conquer your fears, your inhibitions, your whatnot, you are going to fail.
Yeah.
Let's just be
Y'all
real.
are
You
gonna
are going to fail
yeah.
a lot.
A
And
lot.
a lot of times that leads to breakdowns in cognition. You cannot function, you cannot feel, maybe you feel a bit too much, like in those instances. Is like, what's your
Take on it.
what's your take on it? Like, what would you do? What would you tell somebody going through that? Like, is it okay for that to even be happening in the first place, to be failing? Because of course we don't try to succeed with the goal of failing. We just fail a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
He's building
All right.
momentum.
I actually might have an example. Cause I also do like volleyball, right? And
Oh.
I used to be
Around.
like for my height, like I'm not tall. I'm not
Why are
tall.
you
I'm
single?
5'6".
You're what?
I'm 5'6" or
You're not
5'7".
tall. You're 5'6" or 5'7". What you call me, a midget?
Yeah, I mean like for a volleyball player in
Mhm.
what role I play now, usually they don't let them
Yeah,
play
that's
at that
true.
roles.
That's true.
So I used to be a libero, the one that receives all the hits
yeah. I
from the
still
other
yeah.
teams.
I still am a libero too.
And
The
yeah,
tank.
and I mean I see these flyers, I see these spikers, just hitting the ball, and I
Getting
I
all the
told myself,
glory.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do that. And I asked my coach, I wanna learn how to do this. And they taught me how, like, the steps, and I can't seem to get it right. Even like they taught me like footwork and how you should approach. I'm a dancer, and I should, like, for body coordination, I should be able to get that.
Right.
But I guess, I don't know, maybe it's my height. Maybe it's my height. I was thinking, that was my first mindset. Maybe I'm just not tall enough to do this. But then I had to look at it the other way. If it's my height that's the issue, then maybe it's my jump. Maybe I could jump higher. If I can't grow taller, I'll just jump higher. And that's what I took my focus off from trying to grow taller, but instead I focused on jumping higher, training for, like, for legs and all that. And I am now an open spiker.
So
Eh,
he started to
And
congrats,
I
fam.
he aimed to jump higher during New Year's midnight so that he could grow taller. Mindset ba? Mindset.
Mindset. There was no other way to bring that
Two
in.
birds
It
with
was
one stone.
perfect.
You
It
grow
was
taller and you
perfect.
jump higher.
Yeah.
If you're superstitious, at least go all in, all
And that's
in.
like now that I used to be a libero, now I jump high. Now I can spike the ball. And I mean, just like people ask me, like, what did you do to, like, what did you do to train for, like, jumping and all that? So
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
that's why
pretty
I
sure
was
he
like-
did one.
I did not give up.
I'm pretty sure there's one thing that he did.
Mhm.
That's
I
Mark's
was
favorite thing.
repressed from, like, huh?
I'm pretty sure you did one thing, which was Mark's favorite thing to do. I'm not gonna say. It's an inside joke, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, guys. Like,
Okay. So there was a problem in front of me, but then I looked for another solution, or another perspective, or another way to get through
it's
that.
very
Yeah.
difficult for some people to be able to do that.
yeah.
To take the breakdown and go, all right, time to, go at it again, but this time different. Because you have to reassess yourself, right?
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
difficult to do.
How about you, Polo? How'd you take it?
I took it in like a pro.
Oh, oh.
Yo.
My throat dried the hell up. Man. Whoa.
I ran out of water.
Let's go back and say the question again, so I could build momentum as what you mentioned.
Okay.
I
Mhm.
forgot my question. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
I think it
What
was Marx's question.
That was my question.
Yeah, Mark.
It was there are gonna be times when straight up you will just fail.
Yeah.
There will be no getting out of it.
You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, you're gone.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You're done.
unless you stop the bleeding, you're gonna keep bleeding type of day.
Uh-huh. Cut off your foot. No more foot. You're done.
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
done.
Yeah, bye bye. It just has to be that way. Yeah.
Mhm.
And what's your take on it? Because of course Enzo, he took here we go again, the lemonade from the lemons, and so yeah, that's his take on it. So what's yours?
I didn't hear a question. Just
I think it's
basically
how
just
would
failing.
you- It's what is your what is it your take? What would you do? Maybe what's something you have done? Maybe advice, or maybe something you're aspiring to do when those days happen.
When you fail, basically,
Mm.
what do you
Yeah.
do?
It's unavoidable.
Let's go. There we go. That was the question.
Yeah.
On my days
That
where
was
I
the
fail,
question. Yeah.
what do I do? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm looking into the light, okay? Here's what we're doing.
Should we
Go
do the
to your
same thing?
bed.
Okay.
No,
Guys,
we're
everybody
gonna,
look at the light.
Yep,
Everybody
yep,
look at the light.
You look at the light. Look at the light.
Everybody
Look at the light.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna look here.
You
For
can
sure.
light and think. I suck.
Um,
I
Whoa.
suck.
I do.
I suck. At some
Yeah,
point, I gotta
suck.
swallow.
I
too.
suck so hard.
oh!
Mm. But yeah, jokes aside,
Wait, that's
anyways,
it? That's all you do?
Y'all,
Yeah.
if
I
you
all I
thought
do
you're
is
gonna go on like
pussy-
some
no,
self-talk, like
here we are.
reassurance.
Here we are. Jokes aside, on those days, or like when you do hit a tree, for me, I just embrace it. You know, I just like I accept.
Monic punching a tree. Hit a tree.
My
Sorry
God,
guys, she's
mode.
kind of dumb. Like, she out here punching trees
Square up
like
your
they're
piece
not
of
good
wood.
for.
Okay, sorry. Go on.
Oh man,
Then you pick it
she's
up.
had bad experiences with trees.
Okay, so on days that you do hit a tree, metaphorically, though you don't hit a tree, it's gonna hurt your hand. It's so stupid that I
Hit a
had to
tree
clear
like
it
by
up.
running, no, by running into it, not by voluntarily,
by
you know,
running
Yeah,
into
running
a
into
tree
a
on days that
tree.
you
running into a tree.
Yeah.
There you go.
on days that you do run into a tree, or for me, I just embrace the pain, you know, because it's only you only go through that
Damn, you like that,
sometimes.
huh? That's
Yeah, I like it
okay.
hard. I like it.
I like it, mate. This is pain. Love it.
Right, just pain, love it.
Yeah, but like, yeah, in all seriousness, you just take the pain and really enjoy it, since it's a big learning opportunity for you. It's
Let him
like,
cook. Let him cook.
Yep. You let me cook, alright? So, I'm gonna say something stupid at some point. I really gotta stop.
Or else, if you don't stop, you'll hit a tree.
Yeah.
You got it, bro. You got it. Just keep
Okay.
going. Just keep going
So
the path.
you embrace the pain. You're gonna be like, oh my god, they're so bad. It's gonna be like that. But then at some point you're gonna be like, oh, I got through it. And then you're gonna be like, oh, so that's how it feels. So when you feel it again, you're not gonna be like, oh my god, ah. You're gonna be like, ah. You're gonna be like that, which is.
What the hell was that? I don't think I want to go like that the next time I hit a tree. I'll stick to what I was doing.
Imagine you just hit the tree.
You're actually like, ah. And then if you keep hitting a tree, at some point you keep hitting it, like you're just too stupid. You keep hitting the tree, you keep running into it, but you're used to the pain. You're gonna be like, you're gonna ask it to stop, right? You're gonna ask it to stop. 'Cause you can't stop yourself, so you're gonna ask it to stop. So you're gonna say,
You're gonna reason with
yeah.
the tree.
You're gonna go to the tree. You're gonna go all like, Misa. Go like that. Yeah.
Reason.
This is
Oh man.
this is fish and chips podcast at 2 a.m. guys. Just so you know.
Just saying.
Yeah.
This is a
And
real
it's still
us
quite
right
early
now.
too. It is still quite early, so the night is
Yeah.
still young. We're gonna keep it going. But anything you guys wanna ask?
My God, that you didn't even answer the question. But
okay,
like,
Man, he
I'm
just
Okay.
no, he just let him get my he cooked. To be fair,
yeah, yo, the
Very
family friendly
cool.
podcast died after stream one.
Yep.
Our tech says.
Uh-huh. But in all seriousness, when you do, I'm just gonna say it all over again.
Just gonna repeat the same thing. Just reason with the tree, you know.
Talk with the
Yeah.
tree. You know, trees have feelings.
No. The tree is a metaphor for our problems, you know, for like what's afflicting us in life. So you just go to the bank, to whom you owe a lot of money, and say, "Hey, come on now."
Hey,
That's not
Come
right.
on now,
please, I'm
brother to brother.
Help a brother out.
You have a family too, right? You understand where I'm coming from, right? Right?
I mean, come on, man. Like,
And the teller's
Come on,
like,
I don't
this is
like being
illegal.
hit,
You
you
know
don't
it's
like being
illegal,
hit.
right?
you go to the bank. I got a family. You got a family too, right? And the bank teller's like, bitch, look at me, I'm working.
Like,
Oh
gotta-
my god.
you got a family, right? Yeah, I got a family that pays its debts. Now where is it?
Oh wow.
Oh man.
If only.
My chest hurts, bro.
Oh wow.
I think I think we should cut it off here. Take a
Yeah, bro. It's for the best.
It's for the best, guys. I don't think we're gonna
Polo's
get
hit
any
a
better.
tree.
This tree kink of Polo is getting quite out of hand. I'm so sorry.
Man, yeah.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the episode 2 of the Fish and Chips podcast. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys till next episode.
I can't stop. We're actually gonna end it on that note.
Yo, this is like the third time we had an outro. Or fourth. I don't even know anymore.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, as always, guys, we love you.
Yep.
And please don't be hitting any trees. Polo, take us away.
At least don't try to reason with the tree. You avoid it. Okay, don't try,
Try
to
to talk
reason.
with it.
No.
Be smart. Be smart.
If you try to reason to a tree, you'll be smoking too much trees. So don't do that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
That's not
the whole point that I've been getting at, don't smoke trees.